Hey, well, we just wrapped up worship. It's Sunday morning as we're recording this. We're going to send this out on Monday, so you probably are getting it around then. There are a couple things that I just want to communicate about real quick. The first is just a word of thank you for all the folks that made worship happen today, yesterday, on Sunday. It was really a community effort. If you've ever read the book Stone Soup, where everybody sort of brings what they have from their kitchen and they put it together and everyone eats and is fed. If you were fed by worship on Sunday, it's because a lot of people brought a lot of things from their kitchen, their office, their places of business to put it all together. So thank you for all of you that made that happen. Second thing I want to say is really from like a public health standpoint and like what it looks like for us as the church to really set the tone of our town, of our community. Most of you probably know by this point in time that one of the kind of outbreak bubbles that's going to be appearing on the map of North Carolina comes from little old Fuquay-Varina. Here's what I imagine is getting ready to happen. And I say this not to create concern, but really by saying it so that we can lessen sort of moments of panic. Soon, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, I don't know when, I don't work in the medical profession, tests are going to happen, right? There are going to be more tests that can take place. The number of people that are being tested is going to go up. And remarkably, the more people you test, the more people you recognize are already infected with the coronavirus. It's not that they weren't sick yesterday and all of a sudden today are sick. It's just they were sick yesterday and we didn't know it. So what you don't know, you don't have to worry about. But tomorrow, whenever tomorrow comes, once we know that all these other people are sick, we know that for a fact, then that's when the real panic starts to set in. What I want us to remember is that we've got to be smart, we've got to be wise, but we don't need to be a people who are living out of a place of fear. And so if you watch those numbers just begin to mushroom and balloon and that's causing you panic, just remember that it probably is not all that different than it was just before. It's just now that we know these things, we can report them. What I would encourage you to do instead is call and check on your friends. Give somebody a text. If you hear that someone's sick, if people are trying to decide whether or not to seek medical help, if people have a particular need, let us know. Let us figure out how to respond. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to continue to respond pastorally. We've got a great pastoral team that's going to be out there praying for people. We're putting together plans right now to make sure that we're constantly calling folks that don't have anybody else calling to make sure that they're okay. So if there's anything we can do as a part of that, let us know. But we've got to really sort of ratchet down the fear and the anxiety. Already by the time we got to Sunday morning, my phone has just been kind of a constant effervescent text exchange of what's happening now, who's got what, do we need to be concerned? I just think that we can play a role. We can play a role in being a non-anxious presence. Being concerned, being aware, being attentive, being safe, being cautious, but a non-anxious presence all in the same. So I would encourage you to join me by doing as much of that as we can wherever we are. Rumors start so easily. My son is having his 5th birthday. We just had a small birthday party the other day, and from the beginning, no one was concerned. About the time the party was over, everyone was in a stew. All the shops were closing. It was not that we had bad information. It's just you could even see in a small group of adults, you could see how that kind of fear sort of floating upness can work. So I just invite you to let's just ratchet that down. We'll ratchet that down. And then finally, again, maybe this is more frank or more candid information than you'd like to know, but on an average snow day, right, which is really all we have to compare this to at this moment, we as a church, our offerings go down between $12,000 and $15,000 on average. So you can imagine that our finance team, that our SPRC, all of our administrative leaders, the lay leaders of our church are really trying to pay attention to what it looks like for us to just continue to do ministry well. Already today, we've had such an incredible response towards our food pantry. We'd like to continue to be able to help folks like that and to make sure that we're able to respond. But when you start looking at a deficit of $12,000 to $15,000 a week, you understand how that adds up. Again, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. We've got reserves. We've got really smart people in place and in charge that are making great and really faithful decisions. We're looking after our staff. We're probably going to all work from home this week. The more we can just sort of be isolated, the more we can hopefully keep people well. But if you're a person who regularly gives and contributes, I just wanted you to be aware of that information so that you can make choices to keep the mission and ministry of our church going strong, even if we can't worship together. Again, we're going to be doing our best to communicate well all throughout this whole thing. So stay tuned. Facebook, emails. We're going to continue to try to do some live stream stuff on Sunday mornings, even if we can't be in the building to do it here. Amanda, again, is running sort of our response team. We've got lots of great stuff that's going to be coming out to help you with kids or to help keep you busy during the day. So stay tuned in, and ways that we can help our neighbors. All that stuff will be filtering out and communicating regularly. So just stay in touch. Stay in touch with us, and we'll stay in touch with you. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to email or call. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for those of you who tuned in for worship, and I look forward to the next time we get a chance to be together in person.